Officially welcome everybody here again. We have a full house here. It's great to see everybody waking up early, coming to Hong Kong U and coming all the way to this little room to talk about School of Innovations. My name is Professor Hayden So. I'm the director of the School of Innovation. So my task in the coming hopefully 30 minutes or so is to tell you a little bit about our new school as well as our new program. Like I said, before we start, you're already experiencing a little bit of our school, is that we are always reorganizing our space. We have very limited space, but there are a lot that we want to do. Hopefully you will get a good impression that we are a very exciting crowd of students. And I hope some of you or your kids will be able to join our school next year. So one thing, case in point, I have to showcase this little cute Inno duck. We still call that Inno duck. You see some Inno duck in the back. It's designed by our students, Amy. So what we are trying to do this year with Information Day is to really showcase as much as what our students are doing, what they can do, and what you would expect to do if you join our school. All right, so let's go to the content. Really, there are just three things that I want to talk about today in this talk. Of course, every one of them will be a big topic, but I want to tell you a little bit about our new school. Our school is still relatively new compared to the rest of the Hong Kong U, more than 100 years old. We are just 1 year old, so we are an infant in Hong Kong U time scale. But we are growing really fast, and we are actually expanding and getting quite a bit of traction around Hong Kong. Then the second thing I want to spend some time talking about, obviously you are on the Information Day. You want to know about the undergrad program that we are offering, and we are offering a new program called Bachelor of Science in Innovation and Technology. So specifically, it's exactly on innovation and technology, where everybody is telling you it's important. The government newspaper, online, offline, everybody tells you innovation and technology is important. So what are we doing with this new degree at Hong Kong U? But finally, and most importantly, is I want you just to turn your head around and see the people in blue t-shirts. They are our students. I think they are our greatest asset, and that's something that I really want to showcase to you, what our students are like, and hopefully you look at them and you aspire to be part of them and be part of this really exciting adventures. So if you are in a rush to go, so this is the summary slide for the coming 30 minutes. I'll just very quickly tell you what it is, and then we'll go through them bit by bit. About our schools and our program and our people. So I'll start with the most important part, our people. Like I said earlier, we have a small cohort, but our students are carefully selected last year, and the coming year we'll do that again, because we are looking for students that are very unique. We are looking for students who are very good at hands-on creations, innovations, get problem solved. We don't have enough chairs. We have students solving the problem. Creative, being able to create new solutions. Very agile, be able to adapt, because these are the traits that future entrepreneur will need. We also train, and we tell our students as well that one of the key potential career path will be to be an entrepreneur. We'll say a little bit about what is entrepreneur on top of entrepreneur. And we also expect our students, many of them will continue their life as a postgraduate. But importantly for this program, just a 1-minute summary, our degree is also different from many of other undergrad degree at Hong Kong U. We are heavily project led, so we spend a lot of time doing different kinds of innovation projects. Is personalized. We'll talk about how you can actually personalize the curriculum to cater to your need, your interests, what inspires you, what you aspire to be. It's an interdisciplinary program, so we have a strong feeling of engineering. So myself, I was in engineering for almost 20 years at Hong Kong U already. So I'm trained as an engineer, but I'm now leading this School of Innovation. So there's obviously a strong sense of engineering in the new program. But the program in itself is not engineering degree. It really is a interdisciplinary degree because we talk a lot about STEM topic, of course, but we also talk about design and entrepreneurship. And most importantly is how they work together to train your kids, train you, all of you students here to be your future innovators. I likely mentioned it earlier. Our school is also, because it is partly of the size and partly of the way we run it, we have very strong mentorship program between the teachers and the students. Like I said, all our students basically knows every of our teachers and vice versa. We know exactly what they are, where did they come from, their name, what they want to do, because we have a pretty strong mentoring program between the students and the teachers as part of the innovations and entrepreneurship training. And finally, we also have a compulsory co-op experience for our students. All right, so that's the 2-minute summary. If you're in a rush, time to go. But if you want to hear more, here it is. So first of all, innovation is extremely important. Like I said, you hear that everywhere. From newspapers to online, offline, people talk about it all the time. And in fact, we just had a big event a few weeks ago, the Hong Kong U Innovation Week, where we celebrate everything that we do at Hong Kong U surrounding innovations, entrepreneurships, and what we do. There are a lot of things that went on. It was an excellent, very exciting event. But one of the things that I personally love is, of course, when our president was giving his opening speech and talk about how important innovations is at whole Hong Kong U constructions. He specifically showcased our schools, some of our teachers, some of our students. And he made a very interesting remark, because it's actually quite true, is that Hong Kong U, for the past 100 years or so, we used to be walking basically on two legs, two very important legs that propel Hong Kong U forward. One is, of course, education. We are a university. We do educations, obviously. But we are a research university, so research is extremely important. So that's one of the reasons why we are ranking up to world number 11 now, from our research, from our teaching, from a lot of things that we work on. So research is extremely important for a research university, and that's why we are getting a Nobel laureate coming to Hong Kong U, doing deep research, propelling the frontier in knowledge. Education, research, no doubt about it. For the past almost 100 years, that's basically how Hong Kong U run and go forward. But he actually, our president made this remark just a few weeks ago, literally saying how important innovation is. In fact, it's so important that we start this whole new school of innovation to complement a lot of the existing activities that we are doing. And he literally said that now Hong Kong U going forward are going to be walking on 3 legs: educations, research, and innovations. So innovation is an extremely important part of Hong Kong U going forward on moving Hong Kong U to another level. So we are very happy to be part of that and helping with that effort in terms of education. So we do, from that big ecosystem of innovation, what we need to do, my school of innovation, we specifically look at education. That's why we pay a lot of effort on our new program on Bachelor of Science in Innovation and Technology. So we said a lot about being interdisciplinary. In fact, it is, because if the more you think about innovations, how can you train an innovator? How can you have students who can come out and start new companies or new ventures, develop new idea? It's not something that you can come just from the technology side of it, or engineering usually do that. Or equally, you cannot do it completely from the business entrepreneurship side of it. You have an excellent idea, but you don't have technology. That's not how you get to the best and top innovations that you can create. Design is also extremely important to understand what human needs and what would actually allows your product, your idea to get to the society, get to the hand of the people that you want to serve. And so globally. So Hong Kong U is good, but we are not unique, right? There are a lot of similar initiatives in different universities, all looking at this space between design, entrepreneurships, and technology. So you will hear a lot, even within Hong Kong U, you will have other programs that, for example, focus on a combination between technology and entrepreneurships. There are programs that lean more towards design and a little bit less entrepreneurships and a little bit less technology. So this is a big space, and it's a continuum that a lot of different great minds across the globe have been looking at. So for us here at Hong Kong U, we position our School of Innovation as somewhere right in between. So we strike a balance between all three aspects. So when you come into the program, we actually touch on all three aspects: design, technology, and entrepreneurship. So that's how we position the iSchool here. And that's why you'll see that very quickly showcase the teachers part. Teachers not very important to me. They're great because they teach all the students, but our asset is actually a combination of our teachers and students. So not just the teachers. So this is just the first half, but just to give you a glimpse of who are the teachers that you will see. Because we are a new school, we are actually going to be hiring a lot of new, exciting, wonderful teachers to our schools to teach your kids and handle all the courses and leading all the projects. And all these teachers who are joining our schools are all very unique, excellent researchers in their own aspect, but they are also a bit of crazy, a little bit eccentric, and doing all sorts of different things. So for example, we have one of the crazy guy standing in the back, Professor Jason Wood over there. He's a real person, not just a picture. He flew all the way from Boston, USA, from Olin College, one of the best engineering school in USA, and join us in this School of Innovation because this is such an important and interesting initiative, especially in this part of the world, to start something exciting in technology. So we are having all these wonderful people joining us. You'll see a lot of them standing in the back and going around today, as well as we have teachers from other part of Hong Kong U joining us, helping with our teaching some of your courses. Because like I said, innovation is an interdisciplinary process. In fact, the whole process starts with understanding your client, the human that you want to work with. So for ideation, you need STEM, you need science and engineering to actually develop the solutions rather than just talk. I have all these great ideas, but you cannot implement it. It still doesn't work. And finally, the real world constraint, the business side of it. If you are really trying to talk about creating new solutions, solutions that you can turn to becomes a market, an actual product, you really do actually need to understand the market as well. So therefore, you already see how innovation is a cross-disciplinary study. It's not a single discipline study. So the question and the challenge is then how do we as a School of Innovation can promote that kind of mindset and such an interdisciplinary, such wide idea, but we want to be able to equip our next generation students for that. So that's my job in the coming remaining 20 minutes or so. So let's try to understand what innovation is. To us, in a very simple term, it's not completely very airtight definition, but innovation is really just about problem solving at the end. Okay, we solve very specific problem and we solve it very specifically. So let's try a quick exercise on problem solving and see what you mean. So let me just give you this problem now. My problem is that I'm a little farmer. And I just came back from, is my microphone on? Okay, I want to make sure online can hear it. So I have a farmers just come back from the market, and the farmer is taking with him 3 things: a fox, a chicken, and a pile of grain. So it's wonderful, except that our farmers now have to cross this river. When he crosses the river, he has a boat, but the boat can only allow him to pick 1 thing at a time, leaving the remaining 2 on the shore. All is good, except the problem is, if you are left alone, my fox are going to eat my chicken, so that would not be very good. My chicken, if left alone, will eat all the grain, and that's also not very good. So now, our farmer has a problem. How would our little farmers be able to get all three things cross the river to the other side safely without anybody eating anyone. So anybody have a good solution to how that would work? I can see a hand. Yell. You have to yell very loud. Take the chicken away. Eat it. No. You're not eating it yet. So take the chicken. What do you want to do with the chicken? Only the what river? No, I want all three of them cross the river. Don't be shy. Take the chicken and do what? The grain. No, the grain will not swim. Yes.
Let's take the chicken on the boat.
Take the chicken on the boat. Go to the other side of the river.
Put down chicken.
Okay, put down chicken on the other side.
Go back.
Go back.
Take the grain.
Take the grain.
Go to the other side again.
Go to the other side.
Take the chicken back.
Take the chicken back. Okay.
Put down the grain.
Put down the grain. Okay.
Go back.
Go back.
Put down chicken.
Put down chicken. Take the fox. Go to the other side. Put down the fox. Yes, fox don't like grain. Go back. Take the chicken and finally take chicken. Thank you. Good. Wonderful. Do we have a Rubik's Cube that I have to give our prize to our... What? Well, time for you to train. Okay, so absolutely correct. So this is a simple brain teasers. In fact, it is a game time. Okay, thank you. So I need to give you, so just use it as a decoration if you cannot solve it. So make sure you don't solve it.
Okay.
Or you can go online. There's AI online that can help you to solve it. So we talk a lot about AI in our course. So feel free to use that. So, but we are on innovation. Is that the kind of problem that we want to solve? Obviously not, right? This is just a simple game. It's a brain teaser. It's a puzzles for little kids. But what if I change the slide just very slightly to something like this? So again, this is another problem. What is the problem now? The problem now is access to clean water. I'm still having similar problem that I need to, this time not crossing a river, but to get to the river, to get some water. Because you know what, this is a real problem in the world. Well, one thing that we are not short of in this world is problem. And our world has plenty of them. This is just one of them. Now, when you look at this problem, you will notice two important differences between this and the previous slide. One is real. So it's not fictitious farmer getting three things crossing the road. Okay, and two, there's no solutions. Previously, looking at that problem with that crossing of the street or river or bridge, you can formulate whatever it is. We can even study it. You can mathematically model it. One of our courses is about mathematical model, and you can solve it. One of our courses is about computational problem solving. You can write a whole program and solve that problem. In those cases, there's a fixed, unique solution. But in this case, when you get real world problem, you never find a fixed solution. How are you going to give access to clean water for these little kids here? Is it to walk them to the river? Is it to build a robot to get the water? Build a well? Have a swarm of drones deliver water? Or pray that there will be more rain? I don't know. There are plenty of reasons why these kids do not have access to clean water. And there are pretty much infinite number of ways to get them to the water. But of course, reality is they do not have waters because there are other constraints or reality that makes that is the case. So if I now ask you to solve that problem, what will you notice? You will notice that there's really no unique solution. You need to understand what they really need, what are the real constraints that they are facing, and why are they not having the access to clean water. And therefore, real-world problems are always ill-defined. I cannot even sit down. It's not like going to an exam and I write down a question and then you just answer it and you get an A. Real-world problems that I want our students to be able to solve and be innovators are ill-defined. They are open-ended. There's no end goal that you get there that will solve all the problem. And it's always cross-disciplinary. So you will hardly find a real-world problem that you just need one single discipline, electrical engineer, go there and solve the problem. There are some problems like that. So if you go into a power plant and you have to solve a problem of a power plant or delivering power, then yes, you need an electrical engineer. Or if you are going to a IC industry, you are building a smart computer and you want to build the fastest computer with lowest energy, yes, you can also talk to someone like me. I'm a computer engineer. Then I can focus on that, and that is my expertise. But if you want to look at real-world problems like getting clean water to solve a real-world problem, it's not as simple as that. And that is our goal. And so how do we equip students to be able to address these kind of interdisciplinary problems? And that's where it leads to our project-led curriculum. So in our curriculum in the Bachelor of Science on Innovation and Technology, 6602 if you want the number, we focus a lot on project making and innovation project making. In fact, so much so that our curriculum, we call it project-led. So everything about the curriculum design focus and around these projects. So what do you mean by these projects? Is that when you come to our program, starting from first day of class, you'll be enrolling in multiple different open-ended innovation project courses. So in the courses, what you do will be, you will be developing solutions to address different needs. Different need as in that, for example, starting from very early on, right now, we are in semester 1 of our first year. We are doing problems that are solving still open-ended, but somewhat less deep tech kind of problems. So you can think of problems that we work with a kindergarten. In this case, we don't work with kindergarten. We work with a university student and try to solve our university students' problem. And when you progress into the 4 years of study, the project will become more and more towards technology side, and also look at different areas. So for example, in one of the course, we'll be looking specifically with deep tech and high-tech industry and how you innovate with high-tech industry. In another course, you may have an innovation project specifically look at nonprofits and how do you solve problems, innovate for nonprofits. And we are continuing to expanding our program basically to look at different segments of the society where they need innovations. And if you really study innovation, you will find that even the way that you create your innovation project are going to be slightly different. If you're innovating something for health tech versus innovating something for education versus something for nonprofit, you will see that there's subtle difference in regulatory or constraint or desire, what they want to do. The users are different, the requirements are different, and the solutions that you have to develop will be different. So in this program, that is going to be the signature, is that every single semester, no exception, you will be working with some kind of project. And in fact, experience tells you that a lot of students will be doing more than one project. Because they will be in the course, they will be doing one thing, and then info day come up, and then your director asks them to help design some of the stuff for IDAY. They will be doing another project. And some of our students are in other competitions, competing on other fronts, and they will be creating innovation project. So all in all, within the school, our students, when you come in, are going to be working on these projects through and through, both in the form of a course where you assess and we'll be teaching and learning about the process, understanding regulations, and as well as on the side. Then below that, we also have a whole layer of integrated foundation course where we talk about the foundations, because at the end of the day, it's a STEM program. And if you want to create a solutions with substance, you want to have technology to support that, rather than just talk and say, I want to solve the world hunger problem and then go to Mars tomorrow. You can say what you want, but you are not going to Mars tomorrow unless you have the right technology and be able to actually solve all the constraints and develop a real solutions that can fly. So technology is still an important part. So in the first 2 years, you'll have courses offered by our schools. And then that's where you'll be building up your foundations, understanding things like math, programming, AI. We talk a lot on that. These are the topics that you will be needed no matter where you go for the rest of your life. Then finally, you can develop your personalized and customized technology focus. The program also have a full year, half year of co-op experience. At the end, you will be training as an entrepreneurs, and postgraduate study are the expect. So I'll quickly flash you through here, because then I will just say a few words about each of the types of the program that we offer and what they do. And a lot of the things that you'll see in the back are actually coming out of these courses. So I want to give you a good taste. But here is just a very overview of the program. And that's where you will see on one hand, you will have a backbone of project courses that you'll be working on every single semester. Then in the first 2 semesters, you will have this integrative foundation course to help you build up your capacity. And like I said, we'll also have a compulsory 6 to 8 month of co-op experience. We'll say a few words about that. Essentially, what you'll be doing is that you'll be working full-time, either at a startup, or you'll be starting your own startup, or you'll be working in a larger company to lead an innovation project. To us, that's also just another way for you to develop an innovation project. And finally, you will also be developing your personalized technology focus for dev. So I'll say a few words about that and to show you what that is. But this is something that I really want to show you what's going on. Hey, how come the video doesn't work? See, the video should work because we have this crazy guy doing this. So what are these crazy guys doing? I actually don't know. You have to ask Jason. I heard from him that they are prototyping innovations that spark joy. So apparently our problem for that course this year is to spark joy to our students. So I don't know how they are sparking joy, but apparently they are testing it. And we are okay with that for this school because it's
immersive VR simulation.
So it's immersive VR simulation. No, but this is the style of things you will start to imagine in our school is that we are really looking into working out innovation project. In this case, we are looking at ways to spark joy. Of course, it's kind of fun. Like, yeah, it's crazy kids running around, and hopefully some of you are crazy kids running around there too. But we also go over the theory behind it. Why are we doing that? Well, what are we trying to achieve with these kids running around doing immersive VR? Because we want to spark joy. Sparking joy is a good problem to solve. How do you spark joy? It's a very open-ended problem. So how do we even know if someone likes your design, or what will make you happy versus what will make him happy, what will make her happy? It's completely different. So our students learn about the design thinking process. They learn about empathy. They actually went out of the classroom. We have a midterm reflection, and a lot of students love that. So in the middle of the class, they just run around the campus, go out and talk to people. Talking to people in the real world is extremely important to understand what will make them happy. So our students went there and they systematically do a survey, do their reflections, and understand how to understand your client, your target, your people that you want to solve the problem. So that's what our project workshop. So that's all the backbone of project on the left that you will see. In all cases, like I said, we'll be looking at the whole innovation process from starting with a problem. We go through the ideation process. We go through the solution development prototyping process. And at the end, we will develop a solution, and it will be a real solution. So if you have time, come back in November, and you'll see what our students have developed to spark joy. And you can come here and tell us whether they are successful. Because we want every single of our innovations to be real and get back to the client, get back to the society, get back to the people problem that you want to solve. So this is the case that we look at just on-campus students starting next year, and they will be working more and more with our outside partner, our industrial partners, our NGO community partner, educations, and they will work with them. And similarly, hopefully not, well, perhaps I don't know if it's yes, they may still do immersive VR with educations or health tech or with an elderly home. I don't know. But that's the whole point of this project, is that the students, you are in the lead, you are in the driving seats, you are the one learning on how to create new solutions and develop the solution and test the solutions. And we are on the side to help you understand the process. You learn by doing, and you learn to understand people, because innovation at the end is really all about human. And by the way, this course is called Human-Centered Innovation, because that is a most important thing of our program, is that innovation is always about human. It's always about humans' problem that you want to solve. So we have tons of that. We have different area. Like I said, we organize quite a number of different guest lectures from industries, specifically related to the area that you're working on. If you are working on ed tech, we invite guest lectures from education, health tech, similar. Okay. All right. So foundation course. So we also said quite a few times that we want to have a foundation course, build up your foundation. So all of a sudden going from our students doing immersive VR becomes very serious, programming, math, and that's what we do. We actually do in our foundations, focus quite a number of area in math, programming, specifically data analytics, AI, as well as your hands-on skill. So you can actually see that from the topics of it, we focus a lot on these common knowledge that you need regardless of where you go. Some of you may end up doing innovations with a robotic companies, develop a robot for elderly home. Some of you may end up doing more on the chemistry and then develop a food technology and becomes a new food tech company. Yet another one of you might be more interested in the biological side of people or medical side of people, and you go into health tech. So you might end up doing more of a gene editing or drug discovery. But you will see that regardless of area that you want, if you are into technology innovations, math, data analytics, programming, AI, hands-on skills are necessary for all of them. So that's what our foundation course is doing, and our students are enjoying them right now. So the nice thing about this, if you're really deep into thinking about how to learn math and how to learn programming, is that you will find that we are not a computer science program. We are also not an engineering program. So it's not like you come here and you'll be spending, I don't know, a whole semester just doing algebra, more matrix, more transformation. In all cases, because we are an interdisciplinary program, and we know our students have very diverse background, and they do come from very diverse background, we make it into a very unique way of teaching all these pretty hard topic using small mini project. So what I really want you to focus on will be, for example, when we were talking about probability, our students will be actually writing program and trying to find pi using this little circle. Or we were talking about spine curve and how spine curve actually work, and they will be working on a small project on hot walk castle and how they can navigate hot walk. So in all cases, you will see that everything in our schools are going to be mini small projects, and we use that small project to lead you and guide you through your learning journey. And we also understand students have very diverse backgrounds. Some of our students are heavily seasoned gamers, heavy gamers who have been developing games before they join us. So programming is a piece of cake to them. Whereas we have other students who come from more of a traditional biology, chemistry coming in, who have never touched even one single line of code. And we have these students sitting together on this course. So we have our problem as well, and we understand that. So therefore, the mentoring come in. We spend a lot of time working with the students who are weaker in that particular area. We knew that will happen, and we do a lot of peer learning between the students. We encourage the ones who are stronger in programming to help with those, let's say biology, no offense, who have no, let's say no programming experience. We ask them to help these other students, because you know what? Next year we'll have another course in science and biology and chemistry and the molecules coming back. Then we'll ask these students to go help these seasoned gamers who have no idea what their cells are doing, what the disease pathways are doing. So this is an interesting interdisciplinary case. And that's what we appreciate. And that's how we want our students to develop our personalized technology focus in this program. So like we said, we have this common integrated foundation course in mostly the first 2 years. And we have this project course on the side as a backbone. But then we also want our students to develop their own personalized focus. So what that really means is that we know every one of you are different and your interests will be different. But the common thing is that you all want to be an innovators and create a new ventures. So what we want to do is that we have all these different students in our program. They will develop their own interests in the year 3 and 4 by going to take a personalized 6 to 8 sequence of courses back from science or engineering or the rest of the campus, so they can build to be an expert in the area that you like. So if this green little high school kitty wants to do focus one, it's fine. Our little duck want to do a different focus more, I don't know, in risk management, it's fine. And our orange little high school buddy want to do a more of an electrical engineering minor, that's fine. So they can build that depth across the campus from engineering, from science, or even build up their own specialized focus that we want, that they like. Because at the end, what we really, really want is the students be able to develop their own interest over the course of this 4 years. But most importantly is that I also want to see a cross-section here. Because remember, we have these project courses that they have to work every semester. So think about it, it becomes a very interesting dynamic where, hey, it is a team project, I want 4 students to work on it. That all of a sudden, depending on what the project, you'll see that you'll be ending up working with students with very diverse backgrounds. Some of them will really be better in math, some of them will be better in design, some of them will be better in programming, for example. And that's how an interdisciplinary and cross-disciplinary solutions can come up. All right. So I'm quickly running out of time, so I'll move up a little bit, but I really want to showcase these courses so you know what it is. So a little bit more advertising now. Of course, we also work very closely with our industry because after all, it's a school of innovation. We work with our industry and as particular our startup ecosystem in Hong Kong and in Greater Bay Area, where we encourage and support our students to start their company if they so want to. But even if not, these are also our partner that we work with when we create this project. We work with startup companies in Science Park, bigger companies, smaller companies across GBA, so that you will actually have plenty of experience working with that. So I usually end with a story of my student, Siddharth, because they are a good example of what I expect our students at iSchool will happen. So these 3 kids here used to be my computer engineering student. I supervised them a few years back. But what they wanted to do at that time was very similar to what I just said about the iSchool, is that they look at the real world. The real world has this problem with plastic, and they want to have a shot at it. So what they did was that they get a little bit of funding from Hong Kong U, organize a trip to Bali, and test out some of the idea on how they can help the fishermen, local fishermen there to collect garbage floating on the oceans. And from there, with this very low-tech solutions, they came back and I worked with them a little bit more, developed their solutions, more AI, etc. And eventually, they turned that idea into their own ventures. And today, they becomes a multinational companies called Clearbot, that they are running their boats in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in Philippines, a lot of activity in India, in Thailand. So that's the journey that I want to show you and what you would expect your students would be doing. They will be doing all these things, immersive VR or whatnot, doing here, working with our partner, develop their solutions, hone their skill, and finally develop into their own venture. So this one I won't say too much, but essentially we welcome all the students with different types of science background. If you look at our requirement, we only require you have math and at least 1 science subject, and we have pretty liberal in terms of what science subject we want. We literally have students who have just biology, chemistry, and math coming in. Yes, we have on the other hand, we have ICT and math and more math, M1, M2 students coming in. Yes, we have that as well because we want the interdisciplinary team. So finally, for all of you students here, ask yourself these questions. Are you fit for iSchool? That's the kind of student we are looking for. We are looking for students who are very good at science, STEM subjects. You still need to have a good grades, but you also have to have very good hands-on skills and experience. So we do conduct interview for every single one of our applicants, and we talk to our applicant and understand their design and innovation aptitude, and then the experience working on different types of innovations project. And we put a lot of emphasis on that interview, and because that's the way we understand how good you are with the hands-on skill. So usually some of the key things you can think of will be if you're in some sort of STEM club, some kind of innovation club at a high school already, and you really love those kind of things, then you are perhaps halfway into this AI school already. So I will just end with these 2 slides to show you. I don't need to show the slides because you have the real persons in the back walking around. Feel free to talk to our students. But we do actually have a very dynamic community of students, teachers, and our staff and our connections inside and out. So we joke a lot, we play a lot, but we also learn a lot about the innovation process as well as some of the hardcore math and programming and AI. So with that, I will not delay too much, and thank you all of you joining us. I'll be around. If you have further questions, feel free to ask. If you have other events that you want to go visit, please go. But before you go, follow our IG, or you can get more information from our website. Thank you.